Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. I had intended this video today to be about pulling caladiums and cannas out of the ground and storing them for the winter, but I actually think it's a little bit too early, although we have had some really cold nights over the last, I would say 3 weeks. I mean, this morning it was 33 degrees out, but during the day, for the most part, well, like half the time during the day, we're getting up into the mid 80s, anywhere from like the mid 60s to the mid 80s, so I feel like it's still a little bit too early to be storing those kinds of tubers. Like, we'll be storing them for a really long time if I pull them now. So I think what this video is going to be about is showing you more plants. I know, I said I wasn't going to be buying any more plants, or that at least we weren't going to be planting any more plants. The last planting video we did was supposed to be the last planting of the season. But I did get some more plants, so come garden with me and I'll show them to you. Brought a cool little structure home. I guess you can call it a structure, a statue, from the nursery. I had them order this for me as part of their statuary order for next year, so I'm going to turn you around and show you that. I'm really excited about this. Ta-da! It is a large pineapple statuary. We had 2 of these at the garden center when I first started there back in March, and I really wanted both of them. I didn't want to buy them at the time. They were quite expensive, and I had more plants that I wanted that were more of a priority than this, and then we sold out of them really quickly, so I had them order me one, just one, and I'll tell you what, this thing weighs a ton. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet, but for now it's just going to sit here. So here are some of the plants that I got. This is a beautiful new Itea called Fountains of Rouge, and I think you can tell why it's called Fountains of Rouge. What a gorgeous color. So this is going to go up in our seating area to replace, earlier in the season we pulled out an Invincible lace that was drowning in too much water. We were able to save that. We put in a summer sweet that did not make it, so we're going to replace it with this. I think this will be tall enough to, I mean, the Invincible lace would have too, but because it's too wet up there some winters, we had to pull that out. I don't think this has a plant tag on it that I can see, but I think this is going to be, oh yeah, here. I think this is going to be tall enough to provide a bit of a windbreak up there for the bug bane that really got desiccated over this summer because of the wind. So this is 3 to 4 feet tall. Can you see that? 3 to 4 feet tall, 4 to 5 feet wide. So I'm hoping this will provide a bit of a windbreak. Right now it's probably only 2 feet tall, but this new selection offers compact and deep green leathery foliage that light up in the fall with the best red color show of any Itea. And I can attest to that. I have 3 different Iteas. This will be the 3rd different Itea on my property. The other 2 are not nearly as red as this. 6-inch long wands of fragrant white blooms appear in late spring. Past flower wands are loaded with seeds for hungry native birds. Great for woodlines, tolerates a wide range of soils from boggy to dry, which it can be up there, it can be both. So sun to part shade, dry to moist soil, 3 to 4 tall, 4 to 5 wide, hardies down to zone 5. And of course it's a native plant. So that's the one plant. There's a bunch of plants at work that are 50% off, so I took advantage of that and got another one of these Japanese painted ferns. Not exactly sure where I want to put this. I suspect either in our new bed with the juniper and the laurels and the flamethrower redbud, or in the bed that's adjacent to that underneath the large spruce tree. That large spruce tree where we have our endless summer twist and shout hydrangeas. We have a bunch of hostas under there, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I wanted it. This is a guacamole hosta, which I've also wanted for a while. Now this was not on any special sale, but this was only $14.99 for a gallon container, which is quite cheap, at least in my neck of the woods. So I just got my regular discount on that. But what I like about the guacamole hosta, and I bought this particular one because it's actually getting ready to bloom. I like that it is a chartreuse, and it will have varying shades of color once it matures. But you can grow this in full sun. Now, I don't know that I would try it in full sun in zone 7 where I am. Maybe in zone 6 or zone 5 or 4 you can grow these in full sun. But I like the fact that it at least can take some more sun, even in my climate, than any other hosta. And it's quite a large one too. And then, oh, well, I still have the poor little groundhog chokeberry. It's been hanging around for weeks. You can see all the pretty buds on the stem though. I have 3 Incredible Blush here. Move that. I don't know if I showed you these or not yet, but I got them on sale from Proven Winners. No, they're tiny. They're gallon-sized containers. They're not huge, but if any of you have watched my channel for a while, you know I wanted some of these. These are going to go in a holding location, and I'm going to take you up there now and show you and talk to you a little bit about why they're going in the holding location. Oh, one more thing I just wanted to pop in and say real quick. This is not going to be a planting video. I just wanted to share these plants with you guys. We'll plant them. We'll just take our time and get them in the ground. I feel like I want to get them in this upcoming week. Today's Friday. Next week it's supposed to be some warm days again, like 78, 80 kind of. So I think we'll get them in this weekend. I'm off from the garden center all weekend, so we'll just kind of take our time and do that. In the next video, whenever that's going to be, I'll show you how everything ended up. But right now I just wanted to share them with you. Okay, so here's the bed where the plants that are going in a holding location are going to go. I have them all up here. You can see the 3 Incredible Blush there in the Proven Winners container. There is the other Japanese painted fern, and then there's the guacamole hosta. I feel like I should find a permanent space for that guacamole hosta here before we just plunk it in the ground. So I'll play with the spacing on that. But the 3 Incredible Blush are meant to replace the 3 Tiger Eye sumacs here. So next year the sumacs will go up somewhere in the meadow so that the Incredible Blush can replace them. For a couple of years I've spoken about that now, putting in Incredible Blush here to go next to the 2 Holy Grail hibiscus. I think the dark red flowers of the hibiscus with the pretty pink mop head flowers of the Incredible Blush, they will blend really well together. And planting them in the holding location here gives us the ability to take our time next year. Should we have a really, really, really wet winter like we had this past winter and spring, to be honest, it was quite wet up until late May. If we can't access top of our property to get much done, like to get the sumacs moved, because they're going way, way up there, this gives us the ability to just take our time. Everything will be in the ground. They'll be much happier in the ground than they will be sitting in these containers outside of the ground all winter. So that's my thinking there. And then next year, like I said, whenever we feel like we can get to it, we'll transplant them into the locations they're going to go. But like I said, I do want to play with the spacing on the guacamole because I feel like I want to leave that up here. And I also feel like this is quickly becoming a 2025 plan video, which I did not intend. But there are some hostas under here. You can see right there. And another one back there. Those are 2 wiggles and squiggles, and then I have 3, I believe. If I can get in here. Yeah, so right in here there's 3 water slide hostas. I feel like the hostas underneath these Endless Summer Twist and Shout hydrangeas, which have just gotten much bigger than I had anticipated, I think they'll do better with a little bit of sun. They get no sun under there, so I feel like I want to put those up here too, just not in the sunniest location in this bed. That will be reserved for the guacamole. So that's why I want to play with the spacing and get that guacamole correct so that we don't have to move it next year. We have plenty of space over here in front of the bird bath. And between those 2 laurels and the Snow Queen oak leaf hydrangea, and up here, I think there's plenty of room. So definitely want to get that spacing right. I think that works better. I put the hydrangeas over there. Of course, I have to make it look pretty, even though it's just in a holding location. But so I think the guacamole hosta will work much better here, and the fern back there have to be careful. There's a pipe coming through here. We nicked it already when we transplanted the red bud. We don't want to do that again. We are at the top of our property now, and I think this is the approximate location. We had a bird bath here. I think out into this corner is where we had, first we had the Invincible lace, then we had the summer suite, then we moved the bird bath here just to kind of fill in the space. Put the bird bath in the new bed, but I feel like, gosh, I don't know, should I have gotten 2 of these? We do have one left at work, but anyway, I kind of still want the ability to have a bird bath here. So you can see back here where the bug bane are. This is kind of what needs a little bit of protection from the wind. They get desiccated really easily. You can see this little one down here is doing the best because it's kind of been protected by this big one. But, so that's where, sort of, this is going to go. I mean, I can play around with that. I know this is a video about my new shrubs, but can we just stop and take a look at this gorgeous Snow Queen Oak Leaf Hydrangea for a second? Because the fall colors are just beautiful. I do not get up to this part of my yard very often. So when I am up here, I do like to stop and take a look and see what's going on. And some of the hostas up here look better than most of them. Probably because they're a little bit protected from this fallen tree. Let's go take a look at some of them real quick. So in the back there we have, I believe that's the Woo La La. And this one I believe is Shadowland Diamond Lake. They are still looking really good, and I absolutely love them. Those are both proven winners varieties, and I wonder if that's why they're looking so good. And anyway, while I'm up here, I feel like it's time to pull, you can barely even see them, what's left of the Broalia. These are the Endless Illumination we planted earlier in the season. I mean, I'm not coming up here and watering these anymore now. You can see they really don't even have any roots, and you can just see, look how dry. My husband's been up here watering a lot. Now this is slightly moist, but considering all the water he's giving things, they're still quite dry. And, you know, like I said, it's time. I mean, I don't know about you, I'm the kind of person who has a real hard time pulling annuals out of the ground when they still look good. I mean, they don't. Clearly, I mean, that's a gorgeous flower, but something is also eating them. So I honestly don't mind just getting rid of these while I'm here. One less thing to do. For some reason, this one is a little bit more difficult to get out. Just go back and cover them. And then we got one more here. Cover that over. I would definitely consider these again up here. Maybe next year we'll put some of the caladiums up here. We were supposed to do that, but we ran out. I think the Endless Illumination Borealia was a success up here, and I think they would look really, really pretty mixed in with some caladiums. And another plant I got is another Hypericum. Now, if any of you have watched my channel for a while, you know we have a floral berry Pinot by Monrovia planted at the other end of this bed. This is a Hypericum pumpkin from first edition shrubs, and it looks almost exactly alike. So I don't mind that they're different because they are so similar. This again, this is going to stay here, but just not in the exact location. The pretty yellow flower. There's gorgeous berries. Again, if you've watched me for a while, you've heard me mention wanting some more of these, this particular kind of Hypericum, because they are so beautiful. I would like it where this Echinops is, but we're not going to bother trying to dig plants out at this time either. So we're just going to plant it here. It'll be fine. And then in the spring, since it's in the ground and it'll be happier, it gives us the opportunity to just take our time next year and decide what to do with this Echinops in order to get the Hypericum in its location. Because you can see the other one down here. Again, this is called the Floral Berry Pinot. This is a Monrovia. I mean, they're almost indistinguishable. They Both have these gorgeous yellow flowers and the beautiful berries. I think this one just gets slightly larger, but that one down there is going to be far enough away. You're not really going to be able to tell the difference. And finally, I bought the last Pinky Pollen Ring Hydrangea arborescence that we had. I already bought 3 that we have planted in the side bed there, the Thea Thin Man bed. We just did that a few weeks ago. I just noticed this one on the lot all by itself the other day, and since we have plants 30% off at the moment, shrubs and trees 30% off, I thought, well, you know what? I never thought just 2 up here looked right. Thought I'm going to go ahead and get it before somebody else scoops it up. Not that I thought anybody was going to scoop it up. So that is going to go here. I feel like the one on the right probably should move down a little bit. I feel like the barberry was much wider when we planted this little quart-sized container. You know, it doesn't look like much now. It's going dormant. But then my husband trimmed up the barberry. Now, if we keep it trimmed, I feel like the hydrangea should move down about, I don't know, 6 inches. So then this one should also move down. Like right now, I kind of have it placed in the middle of the other 2. But, yeah, I definitely think this one on the right will move down. So I think what we'll do is probably plant the one in the middle where it should go. It's going to look off until we can get the other one transplanted in the spring. But I think 3 hydrangea will look better here than just 2. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for coming along today so that I could talk to you about my new plant haul and my cool new statue, which ended up back here. See if I can get that in. Yep, there it is. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.